Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to do the E-wrap cast on and how to do the E-wrap itself. What you'll need, well, you can use any loom. For this video I am using the 9-inch CinDWood craft long loom. Ignore the marked pegs, that's for a different pattern. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your tensioner, thread your yarn through it. You just take your yarn, wrap it just a couple times around that peg there. There's one on each end of this loom. That just holds it in place. Now, to do the E-wrap, you take your yarn, pull it behind the peg and wrap around the front. And it resembles a cursive E. That's why it's called the E-wrap. You go to the next peg, take it around back, and loop it around the front. So you pull it up around the front. And I'm just going to do a few pegs here. Just to work a few rows with you so you can get the idea of how to do the E-wrap. That is how you do the E-wrap. The back's going to look straight almost. And then you're going to be able to see the loop on the front. Now you want to secure your yarn so it's not going to come unraveled. And you push the loops down on the loom. Now you just pull the yarn around the front, this last peg to where you're behind it, and you're going to do that E-wrap again. You're going to wrap it from behind around the front all the way back to your first peg. And this is what everything looks like at this point. And now we have to secure these so they don't go anywhere. So we're just going to be taking our loom hook, grabbing this bottom loop, pulling it over the top for every single one, so that when we're done, each peg will only have one loop left on it. And that is your E-wrap cast on. To continue doing your E-wrap, at this point, something I do is your yarn is coming from this kind of in between your first and your second peg. You can go back and wrap that first peg if you want, or you can skip it. See, the yarn's kind of going in that direction, and just wrap the second peg, and we're still doing that E-wrap. And you go all the way to the last one. And you excuse me, and then you pull the bottom loop over the top. Now the reason I just skipped that first peg is since the E-wrap is the way the tension pulls on a single stitch, the tension on the back is tighter than the tension on the front. This is true for any of the single stitches on a flat panel, like if you do a whole blanket or something out of a purl stitch. It's going to curl some from every end. Now you can block it to kind of help with that, but something that's really simple that you can do while you're doing your project is to skip the first peg of each row. That will help the sides to want to lace flatter. So at this point we're going to push this down again, and I'll show you that again. As you can see, we're on this last peg, and the yarn is kind of coming from in between both these pegs, but it looks like it's going in that direction. So just go with the yarn, skip that last peg, do your E-wrap. And you go all the way to the last peg, so every peg except for the first peg of each row will have two loops on it. That first peg will only have one. So when you're going in this direction, this peg will have one. When you're coming back, it will look like this. And that is all there really is to it. And you just make your items as wide as you want, as long as you want. You can do blankets, you can do scarves. There's really just endless possibilities for the things you can make. That is how you do the E-wrap and the E-wrap cast on. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course we always love to hear feedback and comments and questions in the description below. Thank you.